So good day everyone. This is the title 2 composed of 3 chapters. The chapter 1, the consumer product quality and safety. Chapter 2, the food, drugs, cosmetics and devices. And lastly, the chapter 3, the hazardous substance. So in chapter 1, the consumer product quality and safety is the article 5 or the declaration of policy. And upon this policy, it shall be the duty of the state to develop and provide a safety and good quality standards for consumer products. It is also to assure the public of consistency of standardized products, to protect the public against unreasonable risk of injury associated with consumer products. Article 6, the implementing agencies. This article and its implementing rules and regulations shall be enforced by. So these are the implementing agencies. First is the Department of Health, which is responsible to food, drugs, cosmetics, devices, and substances. Second is the Department of Agriculture, which respect to products related to agriculture. The Department of Trade and Industry, which is respect to other consumer products. And lastly, the uh, Department of Education also participated upon the implementation of the National Consumer Acts of the Philippines. Article 7, the promulgation and adoption of consumer product standards. The concerned department shall establish consumer product quality and safety standards, which shall consist of one or more of the following requirements. So, if you are a business owner or nagabaligya kag mga different kinds of products, na siya yung mga requirements nga ginademand. So, the requirements to performance, composition, the contents, design, construction, finish, packaging of a consumer product. The requirements as to kind, class, grade, dimensions, weights, material. Requirements as the methods of sampling, test, and codes used to check the quality of the products. The requirements as to the precaution in storage, transporting, and packaging. The requirements that a consumer product be marked with accompanied by clear and adequate safety warnings or instructions or requirements respecting the form of warnings or the instructions. So, in this article, ang pinaka main jud nila diri nga gina-impose is the quality and the safety standards in the products. So the Article 8, the publication of consumer product standards. It stated here that the concerned departments shall, upon the promulgation of the above standards, publish or cause the publication of the same in 2 newspapers of general circulation at least once a week for a period of not less than 1 month. It may likewise conduct an information campaign through the other means deemed effective to ensure the proper guidance of consumers, businesses, industries, and other sectors concerned. So, kabantay mo anang mga advertisement gani, mo na siya ang gina-mean aning Article 8, publication of consumer product. So, for about ginapa-advertise na nila for about at least once a week for a period of not less than 1 month in order to ensure the proper guidance sa katong mga consumers nga mo tangkilik sa ilang product. So the Article 9, effectivity of rules. Each consumer product standard or safety rule shall specify the date such rule is to take effect, which shall not exceed in 90 days. So all the company or the business owner or the other businesses, they undergo 90 days to or given 90 days to comply with the standards or rules nga gihatag about aning naka-indicate sa Article 9. The Article 10, the injurious, dangerous, and unsafe products. Whenever the departments find by their own initiative or the petition of a consumer that a consumer product is found to be injurious, unsafe, or dangerous, then if mag-declare ang department nga ang kana nga product is eminently injurious, unsafe, or dangerous, and then it is ordered to immediate recall or ipaban or stop sa ang operation ana nga company or specific business. Then if upon the investigation, if ma-found out sa mga nag-check na dili gid to siya safe and makadaot siya sa mga consumer, then they were subject to face a hearing within 48 hours upon from such order or the notice nga gihatag. Article 11. The amendment and the revocation of declaration of the injurious, unsafe, or dangerous character of a consumer product. So any interested person may petition the appropriate department to commence a proceeding for the issuance of an amendment or revocation of a consumer product safety rule or an order declaring a consumer product injurious, dangerous, and unsafe. So, for example, katong nakita nako sa balita na isa ka stall sa milk teahan and katong mga nagpalit atong nga milk tea is nga food poison. Then katong mga victim ato is they have the rights to maghatag sila og petition and makig-coordinate sila sa appropriate department nga mag-guide sa ila. Then basically they will give notice to the business owner ato na milk teahan. Then if ma-found out found out naman jud no kay na nga food poison na gani sila. So katong business owner ato is they need to refund the katong damage nga ilang na buhat sa katong biktima and bayaran nila ang mga expenses na nagasto. Then possible pod na i-ban or i-stop na ang ilahang business. The Article 12, the effectivity of amendments and revocation of consumer product safety rule. Any amendment or revocation of a consumer product safety rule made by the concerned departments shall specify the date on which it shall take effect, which shall not exceed in 90 days from the date of amendment or revocation is published. So, sumpay gyud ni siya sa akong example ganina na di ba natagan naman to petition ang milk tea na business, then they have given not exceed in 90 days to comply or all the requirements for the safety rules. The Article 13, the new products. The concerned department shall take measures to make a list of the new consumer products and to cause the publication by the respective manufacturers or importers of such products and the list thereof together with the descriptions in a newspaper of general circulation. So for the new products, the department will take a measure upon the publication by the respective manufacturers or the importers. Article 14, the certification on conformity to consumer product standards. The concerned department shall aim at having consumer product standards established for every consumer product so that the consumer products shall be distributed in commerce only after inspection and certification of its quality and safety standards by the department. So, katong mga manufacturer, mga business owner, or a company shall avail of the Philippine Standard Certification Mark, which the department shall grant after determining the product's compliance with the relevant standard in accordance with the implementing rules and regulations. Article 15, imported products. So any consumer product offered for importation in the customs of the Philippine territory shall be refused admission if such product fails to comply with an applicable consumer product quality and safety standard or rule, if it is or has been determined to be injurious, unsafe, and dangerous, if it is substandard or has a material defect, then it is subject to refused in the custom of the Philippine territory. Article 16, the consumer products for export. The preceding article on safety not apply to any consumer product if it can be shown that such product is manufactured, sold, or held for sale for export from the Philippines, or that such product was imported for export unless such consumer product is in fact distributed in commerce for use in the Philippines. And such consumer product or the packaging thereof bears a stamp or labels stating that consumer product is intended for export and actually exported. Article 17, the powers, functions, and duties. In addition, their powers, functions, and duties under existing laws, the concerned department shall have the following powers, functions, and duties. So these are the following powers, functions, and duties. To administer and supervise the implementation of this article and its implementing rules and regulations. To undertake researches, develop and establish quality and safety standards for consumer products in coordination with other government and private agencies closely associated with these products. To inspect and analyze consumer products for purposes of determining conformity to established quality and safety standards. To assess, collect, and retain fees are necessary to cover the cost of inspection, certification, analysis, and tests of samples of consumer products and materials submitted in compliance with the provision of this article. To investigate the causes and maintain a record of product-related deaths, illnesses, and injuries for the use in researches, of studies, and the prevention of such product-related deaths, illness, and injuries. To accredited independent competent non-government bodies to assist and in monitoring the market for the presence of hazardous or non-certified products and other forms of violation of this article. So, the prohibited acts and penalties in these chapters. Article 18, the prohibited acts. It shall be unlawful for any person to manufacture for sale, offer for sale, distribute in commerce, or import in the Philippines any consumer product which is not conformity with an applicable consumer product quality or safety standard promulgated in this act. So, klaro kay diri nga gi-state that any person or manufacturer nga ga-import og mga product gikan sa laing bansa without wala nag-undergo og check or dili certified na mga product nga gi-import inside the Philippines is illegal. Manufacture for sale, offer for sale, distribute in commerce, or import in the Philippines any consumer product which has been declared as banned consumer product by a rule in this act. So, for those manufacturer nga ga-import Japan and ga-distribute sa katong mga banned na and mga banned na nga mga consumer product inside the Philippines is bawal gyud kayo siya. Refuse to access or copying of pertinent records or refuse to permit entry of inspection by authorized officers or employees of the department. Fail to comply with an order issued under Article 2 relating to notifications of substantial product hazards and to recall, repair, replacement, or refund of unsafe products. Fail to comply with the rule prohibiting stockpiling. By the way, what is stockpiling? This term is the term stockpiling means a manufacturing or importing a product between the date of promulgation of its consumer product safety rule and its effective date, and at a rate which is significantly greater than the rate at which such product was produced. Article 19, penalties. Any person who shall violate any provision of Article 18 that I mentioned a while ago shall upon conviction be subject to a fine of not less than 1,000 pesos but not more than 10,000 pesos, or imprisonment of not less than 2 months but not more than 1 year, or both upon the discretion of the court. If the offender is an alien, he shall be deported after service of sentence and payment of fine without further deportation proceedings. So it is stated here that any person who shall violate Article 18 that indicates unlawful acts or prohibited acts may have a fine of a minimum of 1,000 up to 10,000, or the worst is the imprisonment of less than 2 months up to 1 year. It is also stated here the offender, if the offender is an alien or what we call the foreigner, he shall be deported after the service of sentence and payment of fine without further deportation proceedings. Agad-agad i-deport siya.